Hello, everybody. Welcome back once again. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. My name is Jeremy, and yes, this is yet another Tuesday episode of the Monday Mindset Check. And so, again, like last week, I apologize for that, for breaking out of routine a little bit. As I talked about last week, you know, since we're on the topic of routines have been demolished here at home with everything going on. And so, really been in kind of a survival mode, I would say, to be true, completely honest. And so that's kind of, status quo of what's going on as far as being late with this one as well. Had a great weekend, Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving break. Hope you enjoyed some time with family and friends, or whoever's special to you. I hope you really enjoyed some time and had some time to think about things that you're thankful for. Um, Enjoyed a good day with family myself, and was supposed to work, but luckily some things changed and was able to take off. So it was I really I just I holidays are a stressful time for everybody, and us as well. We get overwhelmed when there's just nonstop things going on. It just seems like there's always something to schedule or fit in, and my wife, especially, she needs some downtime. And so these are a little bit stressful times for us, especially when you talk about kids all being home from school and just dealing with everything else going on. But I just really love this time of year as far as just the family get-togethers. I love family get-togethers. I just love spending time with family. And so it was very nice to be able, because I didn't honestly think I was going to be able to get off till, just a few days before Thanksgiving. So I I live an hour and a half from work, so I was not going to get a chance to see my family. They, with rules, with our you know, department mandates and COVID rules and everything going on right now, they can't come to the station anyway. So I was really kind of bummed about that. And so when things changed and I was able to take off, I was really excited and just, I really enjoyed that time. Anyway, yesterday the kids were home and dealing with everything with the school and just trying to survive another day. I just felt like, man, I am struggling with this. I just mentally was not doing real great. And so luckily last night we got a call saying that numbers are down in the county, and so school will be going back, starting back up today. And so sitting here today, I've had about 3 hours of quiet time to myself, and man, that's been the first time that I've had just quiet house to myself in a long time. And so it's amazing how much difference I feel today compared to yesterday. And just it just helps me to kind of, I I feel a lot less stressed today. We Something I didn't realize till probably this morning is something else that it's funny, but I think something else that has been stressful for me is that I have had the responsibility of being my kids' teachers and teaching them and being responsible for that. And man, that I don't think I realized it till just a little bit ago, but that's a lot of stress. And especially for somebody that is not a book smart person. I'm just, that's not my deal. So this morning I kind of realized, man, it takes a lot of stress off of me knowing that they are in the hands of people that are trained to do that, that are knowledgeable, that know what they're doing. And so it's been really nice. And so I will say that I really have appreciated this morning and just the difference that I feel from now as opposed to about 20 hours ago is an amazing difference. But anyway, say that to say that hopefully school will remain in session and everything will stay like it is, and hopefully I can kind of get back to the routine that I was on, and get some things done around the house, and kind of get back on track with this, and got a lot of other kind of side projects going that need to dig in and get to work on as well. And so I hope that things will remain as they are. I'll just leave it at that. But anyway, today I want to get into something that is just basically a quote that I found this morning on a Instagram post, and a super simple, basic quote. Nothing just dropping or mind blowing. Just a basic quote from an NFL coach, not a firefighter, not a anything to do with my profession, but it just goes to show you that, and I said it over and over again, that's the kind of thing that I like bringing up on these Monday shows, is things that echo across the board, across the ages, across the demographics, across whatever job you work, whatever career you're in, or if you don't have a career and you're a stay-at-home parent, whatever it is, these are the things I really like to hit on because it affects everybody. And so this is a quote from Vince Lombardi, who is like I said, an NFL coach from years ago. And this is what he says: individual commitment to a group effort, that's what makes a team work. And like I said, I mean, this is not something that is just like, wow, that's truly an amazing insight. I mean, it's a great quote. I'm not trying, I mean, I'm obviously bringing it up. So I know it's a great quote. I'm just trying to say it's funny to me how simple things sometimes really spark things in your mind, spark ideas, spark motivation, spark, creativeness, whatever it is. It's amazing that sometimes it's just the simplest things. And so I love this quote. I'm a team person. I love team everything. So obviously this quote is right up my alley. And I'll take it a few directions, you know, and I guess where I'm starting, I will say there's another kind of rabbit hole that I'll take it here in a second as well. But really, this is what I want so much. And I'll break it down. And okay, I'm stammering here, but individual commitment to a group effort, that's what makes a team work. So I wanted to say it one more time in his words before I kind of tear it apart and put my own spin on it. But to me, it really makes you think, and I've talked several times about leadership and the the effort that it takes to be a leader. And if I have a vision that I want as a leader, then I better be the one willing to put that work in, and all the effort it takes to be a leader, and to truly succeed as a leader and create a team that is successful. You have to put a lot of work in as a leader, but that is just a piece. It's just a piece of that pie, because if you are a leader and you have a vision, and let's say you are willing and you are able to work for that every day and push for that every day, if you don't ever get that buy-in from others, sooner or later you won't be able to keep it up. It doesn't matter how inspired, motivated, energetic, charismatic, whatever you want to put in there. Doesn't matter how much of that you are. Sooner or later, if you're on a road by yourself, you will run out of steam and you will fail in that mission. The key are those individuals that you're with. You know, we all love team atmosphere, team, everything team is awesome, but you can't have a team without individuals. You have to have those individuals. And I think one of the biggest, most important words that he uses there is commitment, individual commitment to a group effort. Man, that is a huge, huge word. And it is so vital to this whole big picture commitment. Like I said, you can be a leader that is committed and puts that effort every single day. But if you cannot get that commitment mirrored in those individuals that you're trying to lead, you will never have a team. You will never create that atmosphere. You will never accomplish creating that culture that you want. It takes the entire team, which means it takes all the individuals. And it doesn't just take them wanting it, it takes commitment. And like I said, that is such a big word and it is such a key to this entire thing. And so I wanted to really focus on even just that word. And so, a thought with that is, say, like my situation, I've got 5 people on my crew, me and 4 others. And so, you know, I can't do anything on my own, like I talked about. So let's say I have 2 of my 4 people truly bought in, truly committed, and really wanting to do great things and focused on that common goal. So in that case, 3 of the 5 people are committed to that goal. They're they're on the same page. They're wanting to reach the same goal. That's great. That's much better than one. And you will do good things with those 3 people. You can do great things with those 3 people. But can you truly reach the full potential of that team with 3 out of the 5 committed? No. I mean, it's an obvious answer. No. And so, of course, I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of creating commitment or like I talked about last week, creating buy-in, because I've already discussed that. But that's where it all just comes together, is getting that commitment from every single piece of that pie, every single individual of that team. And if you can find that, man, that $1 million, whatever it is, that gets that buy-in from everybody, that is when it truly becomes an amazing team. If you can have everybody bought in, everybody committed, just imagine the things that you can accomplish. It's really crazy to me to think about if everybody on that team is focused on a common goal, is focused on, you know, creating a culture, is focused on whatever it is. If they're all on that same page, it is amazing to think about what the possibilities are. And so, you know, and that's one of those things where a lot of people might say, man, that's a pipe dream. And I don't know. I can't honestly say I've ever been a part of a crew, and I'm kind of slowing down my talk because I'm thinking it through as I'm saying it. Maybe there have been a few that I've been a part of that everybody was bought in, but I don't know that I've ever really been a part of a crew that had every individual committed completely to the common goal. And so that's man, that would be something special. But I just something else to think of when you kind of are on this page is, those 2 people that aren't committed, those 2 people that aren't bought in, whatever it is that's keeping them from crossing over that hill, you know think of it like this: they aren't reaching their full potential because they aren't buying in. They aren't truly helping the team reach its full potential. They aren't adding anything to the team. They're not adding anything to themselves. They're not adding anything to anybody. So you have people that are stagnant, that are just along for the ride. They're getting the paycheck, they're short time, whatever it is, they're just there. But what makes that even worse, and really where I take it personally and where I start getting upset myself, is that not only are they just stagnant and not being a benefit to anybody else or themselves, but they're also taking up spots for others that would benefit, that would commit to that daily growth, that would help the team reach unimaginable levels. And that's, like I said, that's where I start getting upset, is because it's one thing to not really buy into something and to just kind of, you know, stay in a slump for forever. But when you really think about it, that is taking up space from somebody else that would love the opportunity to be a part of that, would love the opportunity to be a part of something special. And so, like I said, I'm gonna just barely touch on that because it does upset me. It is a frustrating thing about the fire service for me, to see people coasting along and taking up spots that other people motivated and inspired and fired up would really benefit, would really just take things to another level if they were in those spots. And so, just something to think about. And like I said, it's funny how a basic quote can make such I guess, could speak so much to somebody. And something else I wanted to touch on real quickly, like I said, in kind of a different angle, and I don't want to drag this out too long, but another area that this quote kind of touches on for me is the playbook mindset. Something I've spoken on a little bit, and something that I really have gained another passion for, and another, just I guess, a respect for the impact it really has on scenes and training and everything. It's amazing to me now that I see how much of an impact it really has. I can't imagine not having it. And so, the playbook mentality, or if you don't know what that means, writing assignments basically. So for us, we have written out writing assignments for, quite a few different kind of scenes, different scenarios, different calls. Of course you're not going to cover everything, but try to try to label out as many as we can think of. And so the point of that is, we arrive on scene, and as long as there are no extenuating factors that make us want to change that, we're just going to work. We don't have to say a word. We just go to work. And of course, if things come up that, safety issues or something out of the ordinary, an audible can be called very quickly, and things can be changed very quickly and addressed, and we're moving on to whatever we need to do. But that's the thing, is if those things aren't there, then we're just going to work. And there's no, arriving on scene and nobody knows what they're doing until the officer tells them what they're doing, and then we go to work. None of that. Which is that is how I have always, that's how the officers that I always worked with were. And not to take anything from them, they probably never experienced it themselves, because I was an officer for over 2 years, I think, before this thought of writing assignments was really brought to me, and I was handed a physical copy of another crew's writing assignments, and I started thinking, man, that seems like a really good idea. So we sat down and created our own, and so to get into the point here, and I will take VES as an example because this is a great example of a writing assignment that we have that that I've seen in training just really, I mean, it's like you nail it, you knock it out of the park because it's all there, and you don't even have to say a word to get it done. And so, with our writing assignment or VES or our playbook, we we basically have an assignment for everybody that's in the rig. And sometimes we have 4 people, sometimes we have 5 people. And so there's a little bit of leeway there, depending on how many people we have. But we ran this in a quarterly company drill here just a few weeks ago. And to take it even a little bit further, that day we had one person hurt, and I think one person was on vacation and another person was home sick with sick family. So 3 of our people were gone. Only one person, or I'm sorry, well, me and another person, only 2 of our crew members were there. And so we had 2 other people from a different shift that did not know anything about our playbook. And so I printed them off that morning, and we talked about it for a little bit, and then we went out to the drill yard and went to work, and it was perfect. Even having people that weren't really accustomed to how we do it and definitely have never physically done it with us, it worked great because it was there in writing. It's just reading it and putting it into action. And so kind of where that comparison comes into is how, like he says, individual commitment to a group effort. The greatest thing about that playbook is that all 4 of us or 5 of us, or if you have 3 or 2, whatever it is, whatever you're working with, all of you are working on different tasks. You may even be working in different areas. You're all doing individual things, but they are all focused on a common goal. So for this one, it is a common goal to get that first firefighter in the window, and whatever else, all the other stuff that goes on beyond that, obviously. But as we are working, as that parking brake hits, we are all like little ants working on different things with different tools, different areas, but we all reach that window, and we all are focused on getting on air, getting up the ladder, and getting in the window. But to really take advantage of those writing assignments, it has to be individuals committed to that common goal. My nozzle guy grabbing a ladder, my irons guy grabbing the irons and heading to the spot where we're going to be laddering because he's going to be the first in. So he's working on getting up on air right away. Me grabbing a water can and heading to that spot and getting masked up because I'm going in second. And my driver going and grabbing a second ladder and looking for a second means of egress or second window that we could possibly VES if we need to. All these different pieces, we already know what we're doing, and we also know why we're doing them. It's that common goal. And to sit there and see it play out and to literally go through an entire evolution and not have to say a word until basically you enter that structure. And of course, once you enter the structure, everything is, all that's off the table, and we're communicating because that's what we have to do. But I think my main goal now as an officer is to not have to say a word until we reach that door or that window, whatever entry point you're talking about. And so, I hope this isn't a stretch for you. I think there's a definitely a common kind of factor that you can compare the two with, but I really, really love having those writing assignments. It has made my life as an officer so much easier. And so if that's not something that you're familiar with or that you do, and I will challenge you this week to look into that and reach out to me. I have sent our writing assignments to hundreds of people, emailed hundreds of people at this point. And so I'm very happy to do that if that's something that you're interested in looking in, and we'll get that to you. But it's just all the big picture here. It's not a team. It's individual pieces that have to be committed to a common goal. That's what creates a team. And so hopefully hopefully I'm saying something here that maybe kind of piques a little interest, that sparks a thought that might, create a little conversation with you and your crew, whatever it is. Hopefully something is helpful today that I've brought up. And I will, since I've torn it apart and kind of made it my own, I'll read his quote one more time. And again, this is Vince Lombardi, and he says, individual commitment to a group effort, that's what makes a team work. And so I hope you've had a great week so far. I hope you have a lot of week left that's going to be good ahead of you, and look forward to seeing you back on Thursday. We've got another guest that I'm looking forward to a conversation with. So we'll be sharing that conversation on Thursday, and just hope you're having a great week. I hope that really you kind of think about how we can, as leaders, help the team go from individuals to truly committing to that team. So thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you again. Until then, stay safe, take care of each other. Thank you.